Before I begin, welcome to the course. This is your first session in CA course out of many hours of class coaching, many hours of studies. This is going to be the first one. That's my privilege to start. I feel this is a big responsibility, not just a privilege on me because guys are just entering the course. All right, so we will start. Before I begin, I'll just tell you what I'm going to do. Uh, I'm going to handle this paper, the most important paper for chartered accountants as students, as well as later on once you qualify. That is principle and practice of accounting. So here we're talking about accounting, the basics of accounting, the foundation of accounting will be laid over here. This is just the foundation. We're just going to dig a bit, dig the land a bit, just like how you build a building, construct a building. Same way here also. We're just going to dig the land a bit. We're going to construct a foundation. That's all. I'm going to leave it at the foundation. And then the next level, when you go, there will be a first floor, a second floor, third floor, and a helipad also when you go to the final level, right? So that's how the big building called chartered accountants and the expertise in accounting will be built over time. It's not going to happen just at the foundation level. At the foundation level, I'm just going to construct or build a foundation so that the whole big building, which is going to be constructed over this foundation, stands strong. And it should be, the foundation is the most important part. So that foundation is what I'm going to lay down with you. Of course, I'm just going to help you lay down the foundation. You're the ones who are going to actually lay down the foundation. So that is what is going to happen in this level. And the different chapters which we're going to study and all that are, most of it you've already seen. So what I will do is I'll just introduce you to the subject that we're going to discuss. I'll put up a screen with all the syllabus. Today's lecture, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do two things, or rather three things. Number one, I'm going to just show you the syllabus first. I want you to have a long notebook. If you don't have it now, it's okay. Write it in a sheet of paper or something. But you should maintain a long notebook. You might exhaust like 2 or 3 notebooks like that throughout the classes. 200 pages long notebook. You need to have a calculator, of course. We're talking about accounting. We've already seen accounting in PUC, right? You need a calculator. It's a numbers game many a times. So you need a calculator. You need a decent blacking ball pen is what I would prefer. I have a reason why I say that. I'll tell you later. And a scale and a pencil and erasers. So these are the things, I want you to keep it ready. Just because it's online class, just because the class is happening on the online platform, don't think that, I don't have to take down notes. I can take screenshots of what he's doing. Don't be lazy. Remember, I was listening to Kedar, so you very well said, third D, the discipline. That is absolutely essential over here. Over time, we think discipline is just wearing the right colored socks to school or just wearing the belt at the correct waist length. No, that's not discipline. I mean, that is uniform discipline. That's something else. Waking up early in the morning, that's discipline is what they say. No, that's not discipline. Discipline means, that is part of discipline. But in our mind, that has become discipline. Wearing the right colored uniform and stuff like that to school. But honestly, this is a term which has been used so much that it has lost value to a great extent in our minds. In our minds, discipline means something that we are allergic to, we are infected to. So don't think that way. I'm telling you as a chartered accountant, as someone who has made the transition from an average student to a chartered accountant. So I know what it takes to become a chartered accountant, especially for people like me, okay, the average ones, just above average ones. I was just above average. I was, then I put a lot of efforts during my CA course. Kedar sir was also with me throughout the journey, but that's what I would like to tell you. Remember, you're making a transition. You're going probably from a good student who's an obedient memorizer of stuff in 12th standard. That's what you did. Then you're going to go into expertise conceptually. So that's something we've never done before. So there is a lot of transition that is to be done. That the most important thing is discipline. Discipline means if I have to study for 2 hours, if I have to finish what sir did in the class, I have to do that. So that is the level of mindset which is required. If you have that much, you can do this elite course. I call this as a very elite course. Only elite people can do it. I mean, I'm not saying it because I've become a chartered accountant. I'm saying it because I've seen that only elite people, the ones with a good mindset, become CAs. So remember, you got to have that discipline in you. That's the most important thing. And that discipline will come because you're determined or you're dedicated. Because of all that things, discipline comes. But discipline is very important. So with that, that kind of a mindset, if you have, so write your notes. You will write your notes that time. I don't have to tell you specifically that don't take screenshots and all that. You will write your notes. You will solve after class. You will revise what has happened in that day's class, and you'll come. And especially the first sessions, first few sessions. I hope most of you are commerce students. I think all of you are commerce students. So first few sessions are still important for us, although I'm going to deal with theory and all that. I'll tell you why. So I'll put up the screen. Yes. So the subject name is principles and practice of accounting. You're going to write your exams in May 2021, right? So we'll call this a May 21 batch. So May 2021 batch. So please write the heading or the name of the subject. This is paper 1. There are 4 papers. And this is paper 1, the first paper and the most important paper. So why do you call this most important paper? I'll give you multiple reasons for this. Yes. So when I say most important, what are you here for? What course are you guys doing? You're doing something called as chartered accountants, right? You want to be a chartered accountant. Now, in the name itself, you have accounts. In the name itself, you have accounts. So traditionally, there are many subjects we become experts in, but the most important subject which we become experts in, and the first subject we become experts in, is accounts. Later on, you will add on taxes to this, you will add on auditing to this, you will add on other subjects also. I'm not saying accounts is the only subject you're going to be expert in, but your primary focus area, and traditionally this has been the focus area for every chartered accountant, not just in India, all over the globe. In fact, in many countries, they just call chartered accountants as accountants. Accountants is what they call. So accounting is the core of our profession. So you see any chartered accountant, he will be definitely good in accounts. He will be an expert in accounts. That's because the importance given to accounts in our courses, superb. It's next level. Because it's the only profession which focuses so much on accounting, and that is why accounting becomes important. That's number 1. With the profession point of view, I told you. Now, with the exam point of view, how many levels are you going to write? I'm sure you've heard this from Gopal sir and then Kedar sir also. You're going to write 3 levels, right? The level 1 is CA Foundation. In the foundation level, you have 4 papers, and that paper 1 is accounts. And one unique thing about this, the unique thing is paper 1 is the only paper which is not split into different subjects. If you're talking about paper 2, law is split into law and BCR, that is English, business correspondence and reporting. It's split into 60-40 or something. There is a division. If you're talking about paper 3, quantitative quants you study. So in that, it's maths, statistics, logical reasoning. Paper number 4 is economics and BCK, that is business, commercial knowledge and economics. Again, it's split over the 60-40 or some proportion, it's split. But paper 1 is the only paper which is not split. It's single paper for 100 marks and descriptive paper. The first 2 papers are descriptive, right? So paper 1 is a single standalone subject, no mix up. So it's completely accounting. So you understand the message over here, right? You understand what institute wants to tell you. You have 4 subjects, but you know which is the most important subject, which is accounts. I'm not saying ignore the other subjects. Don't take it wrongly. I'm not saying ignore the other subjects. The other subjects are equally important. But the institute is making it clear. ICAI, our governing body, is making it clear that you're going to be accountants. You're going to be experts. So focus on CA Foundation accounts only first. Then level 2, which is CA Inter. Here there are 8 papers. Okay, 2 groups it's split into 4 plus 4. There are 8 papers. In this 8 paper, CA Intermediate we call it, but the pet name is CA Inter. The 8 papers are split into 2 groups, and in that, paper number 1, the first paper of the first group, is again accounts, and paper number 5 is also accounts. We call it as advanced accounting. Paper number 1 here is known as what? Principles, which we are going to study. Principles and practice of accounting. This I'm going to teach you. We are going to study it over here. Then finally comes the level 3, which is CA finals. This is the final hurdle we have to become or to make our dream come true of becoming a chartered accountant, which is CA final. Now, CA final paper 1, the first paper, again there are 8 papers at CA final level. Paper 1 is something known as financial reporting. So these are the 3 different levels. Financial reporting is nothing but accounting. Okay, that is the final paper on accounting, the most comprehensive, the most important, and the most difficult accounting paper in the whole country, or in the whole world also, you can say, is financial reporting. That's one of the most comprehensive. This is about how financial reporting is. How do you make accounts of companies? How do you make accounts of listed companies? Again, Kedash was just telling you about listed companies, stock markets and all that. Investors are reliant on stock markets and financial statements audited by the auditors, chartered accountants like us. So what do we follow to make those financial statements? Chartered accountants who audit those financial statements, how do they know if it's correct or not? Because of this. So this is the most advanced paper in accounting. So you have 3 levels, 4 papers on accounting. And the most important out of all these 4 papers, if you want to crack this paper, you should have known this paper, or you should have studied this paper very well. So it is not just an independent subject. This decides the fate for next levels also. So if your basis is good, I told you, this is the foundation. I'm just going to dig some land and make the foundation. And then there will be one first floor, paper 1. Then there will be paper 5, advanced accounting, which is in CA intermediate. And finally, a nice, a beautiful bungalow is built called accounting with financial reporting, also the helipad. So that comprehensive it is. So this is about what we're going to study, and that is about the importance of the paper. Each of these papers are worth 100 marks at those levels. 100 marks each. Each of those papers are worth. So around 400 marks throughout your CA course will be accounts. And this is the only subject. I told you the reason. We are chartered accountants. And this is the only subject which has so much importance and so much weightage throughout the course. So this should be our core. This should be our best. We should be best at this. And welcome to the subject, guys. Right, a beautiful subject. My favorite, my personal favorite. Of course, I like law also, but this is also one of my favorites. I mean, this is my favorite, of course. So comes next, but I like law also. So that is about this, beautiful subject and the importance of it for us from the exam point of view. I told you from the profession point of view, you are going to be called chartered accountant. So accounts is in your name. Remember that. All right, so let us have a more streamlined discussion now about what we're going to study, what is the portion, what is the syllabus that we are going to cover in CA foundation level. This we will discuss. So I want you to take out your notes, pen, just drop the lines and write the index. Everyone's going to write those index, must, compulsory. I mean, everything is compulsory. Okay, syllabus. The first chapter is a theory chapter, which is known as theoretical framework. It's a complete theory chapter. In this, we have 7 units. Okay. Unit number 1 is meaning and scope of accounting. Unit number 2 is accounting concepts and principles and conventions. Now, I'll just tell you briefly what we study in these units. Under the meaning and scope of accounting, I'm just going to do some basic stuff about accounting. What is accounting? What are the different steps involved in accounting? And why do we do accounting? Objectives of accounting. So all these things I'm going to discuss in meaning and scope of accounting. That is unit 1. Then we go on to the unit 2, accounting concepts, principles, and conventions. So accounting is based on certain concepts. Accounting is based on certain logic, certain broad views. How you have a particular political parties, you're very familiar with political parties and stuff. Every political party has its own ideology. It has its own mindset. Based on that mindset, they make rules. They make different laws in the country. So they have a mindset, a broader picture. So similarly, accounting also is like that only. There's a broader ideology. You should know that ideology. What is that? And then based on that, everything happens in accounting. Every other thing what we do in accounting is based on broader concepts, broader ideologies, broader thought processes. So I'm going to teach some of those thought processes in unit 2. We're going to go into depth about some of those things which we take into consideration when we follow accounting. Unit number 3 is capital and revenue, expenditure and receipts. Again, this is something, all these you have studied actually in first PU, but trust me, we're going to learn it a little differently over here. So you will have to pay attention to what I do. Then fourth one, contingent assets and contingent liabilities. So all this I will explain when I discuss it over there. Very interesting points. Accounting policies, accounting as a measurement discipline, and then accounting standards and Ind AS. This is something that the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has issued, which is applicable to every organization, every company which maintains their books of accounts in our country. So accounting standards is also very important for us, but we're not going to study any of these accounting standards. There are 30 plus accounting standards, around 30 accounting standards we have. None of those accounting standards we study over here. Institute had issued 30 plus accounting standards. Now it's come down by around 27 accounting standards are applicable, but we don't study any of it. I'm just going to introduce you to these standards. All these standards will be studied when you go to the intermediate level. And then at the final level, you study the Ind AS also. Ind AS is Indian Accounting Standards. Again, it is something new which has been made applicable very recently. But we will study about that also at the final level, not now. Then you have chapter 2, accounting process. I'm expecting you guys are taking it down while you're listening to me. Just take it down in your notebooks also. Chapter 2 is accounting process. Under accounting process, we have 5 units. Unit number 1 is journal entries. Again, something that we know. Unit number 2 is ledgers. Unit number 3 is trial balance. So all these things we know, and I will talk about this also in a moment. Unit number 4 is subsidiary books, and unit number 5 is cash book. So these are the different units we're going to study under. Chapter number 2, accounting process. Under this, we're going to first see journal entries, that is original books of entry, right? You've heard this term, original books of entry. And then we will go to the ledger. This is basically a classification process from the original books of entry. Then trial balance is summary we prepare. Subsidiary books is also original books. I will talk about this. Then you have cash book. Cash book is also part of subsidiary book. It's one of the subsidiary books, but very important subsidiary book. So we study about it separately. It is known as cash book. And then chapter number 3 is rectification of errors. Rectification of errors. And chapter 4, I hope it's visible on your screens. Chapter 4 is a bank reconciliation statement. Could you just confirm, is the chapter 4 name visible? I mean, is it visible, that line? It's visible, right? Okay, great. So these are the chapters, not just this much. There is more. There is more to come. There are 15 chapters in all. This is the could not fit in one slide. Okay, so from the exam point of view, also I'll just tell you what is important for us. The first chapter comes for around 6 marks. I mean, I'll tell you, institute can change the pattern. There's nothing like blueprint, like how we used to have in second QC 12th standard. There's nothing like a blueprint in CA. That's why it makes the course interesting. Otherwise, it's boring, right? It's predictable. Like each chapter in the question, but the portion of the bunny. That's what people say when you're in 12th or even before that in 10th standard and all. What makes the course very interesting and challenging to an extent is the unpredictability of the paper. Okay, it's not very predictable. But based on what has come to the exams, I've been teaching since last 3 years. I've seen a lot of students. In fact, around 3,000 plus students I've seen taking the exams, and around 2,000 of them probably, I'm just guessing the numbers. I mean, around that 2,000 are CA Foundation students itself, CA Foundation and even CPT. So I have taught and I've seen how students react to the papers and all that. So one thing that I've seen, one thing I've that noticed is uh, students give unnecessary weightage to some chapters, okay, and don't focus on key areas. So that's not how it is. You have to have a strategy. See, every time when you talk about a race, there could be two types of races, okay. One is the Kambala, right? You have heard, I hope many of you are, almost all of you are aware of what is this Kambala. Kambala anta ಒಂದು ಕ್ರೀಡೆ ಉಂಟು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಒಂದು ಗದ್ದೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಬುಲ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓಡಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. So there is that is also a race. Kambala is also a race. And there is the extreme level, which is F1. You have sports cars, the well-equipped sports car, the very expensive sports cars, and also very well-prepared these guys like the drivers and all that. So now, is it same like running in the Kambala and a F1 race? No. Kambala, of course, takes a lot of efforts, but can you also go and run a bull? Yes, you might not win the race, but you can still compete. You can still be a part of it. The bull might throw you out. That's something else. But it's a straight road. It's a straight. You can see the vision. You can see, okay, this is what I should do. But then there's that F1 race, where the roads are all curvy. You don't know exactly how much turn I should take. And honestly, when I drive, even now, I don't get a clue sometimes. How much reverse gear I should put, how much straight I have to go, where should I take the right and left. So they're like this is a little more strategic. You have to plan. So what this course is, CA course is not Kambala. Okay, it's not Kambala. It is the F1 race. Here you got to have a strategy. You got to be strategic. You need to know what to study, how much to study, how important it is. You got to have a proper vision. Now, how do you get this? So it's unpredictable. You only tell. How can I make a strategy on something that I can't predict? I'm there, no. I've been teaching this subject, I told you, since last 3 years. I've seen so many question papers. I've seen so many students. I have a complete. I kind of know what's going to be there. I'm not telling you 100% guarantee got any questions, but then no, I'm not going to tell you the questions and all that. But I can at least tell you the weightage and how important the questions are and all that. Of course, the institute's papers, I'm not going to lie, it's not predictable. It's not predictable. It's unpredictable to a great extent, but there's a pattern in the way they ask questions. So based on that, I'm going to talk. Now, theoretical framework, which is a completely theory chapter, is asked for 6 marks. One 4-mark theory question is asked, and in the last 4 attempts, CA Foundation, 4 attempt exams agide. The CA Foundation was, I'm telling you all this because we must be aware of what is coming in the future. So I'm just putting all this out there so that you understand whatever future references I give, that okay, this is what he's talking about. So 4 attempts have been done for CA Foundation. Before that, it was CACPT. I was a CACPT student. Am I not audible? I am audible, right? Okay. So CA Foundation, we had 4 papers. I told I am audible. Okay. Nabil, I think I am audible. Just check your internet. It started with it starts with CA Foundation, and May 2018 it started. So since then we have 4 papers to look at, and all the 4 papers, they have asked 6 marks worth questions from this particular chapter. One is a theory question. Accounting process is not so important exam point of view, but to understand rest of the chapters, accounting process is the key. This is the only chapter which will ensure that you understand whatever I teach in the future. So that is why accounting process is very important. Then rectification of error, definitely 10 mark questions, can go up till 15, but 10 to 15 marks worth questions you can, in that range you can expect from rectification of error. BRS, consistently 10 marks, 10 marks, 10 marks, 10 marks, 4 questions have been asked in the 4 papers. So 10 marks is what BRS will come for. Then the next slide, chapter 5 is inventories. This will, chapter 5 is inventories. So this is again an important chapter. From exam point of view, it might come for 5 to 10 marks, not so important also for exams, but it can come for 10 marks. Again, there's an unpredictability over there, but so far they have asked for 5 marks maximum. That too twice out of the 4 papers. Concept and accounting of depreciation, very important question. And again, we know this. Little bit I'm going to add. Inventories in the, by the way, I forgot to ask. What is inventories? What do you mean by inventories? Can someone tell me what is inventories? Stock, very good. Inventories means stock. Closing stock is known as inventory. Okay. So we are going to talk about inventories, this closing stock, the valuation of closing stock, how it comes in the balance sheet, how it comes, what entries we pass, all those things I'm going to discuss in that chapter. And how are we going to value the inventories? Very interesting part. We're going to draw some stock sheets and all that. Nice chapter. I love that chapter. And then you have concept and accounting of depreciation. Chapter 7 is bill of exchange, something that I am very sure of that you skipped when you were in first PUC. This was part of your syllabus in first PUC, and I am sure all of you almost have skipped this. Yes or no? Yes or no? Have you skipped it? Bill of exchange. Almost every student I've met says that's a non-skip madade. So on the based on that, I've felt like. So most of us have skipped this chapter. But here, as I mentioned, there's no skipping. There's just running over here, no skipping. So this chapter also I'll teach you conceptually. I'll tell you from the basics of how we do this bills of exchange. How is it? How the entries are passed? How do we treat it? Everything detailing al hogua. You will enjoy this chapter as well. Trust me. Remove that thing from your mind that it's a difficult chapter, or that's a chapter which was told not important. Remove it from your head. That's not true. It's a very interesting chapter. We will learn it very nicely. Conceptually, we'll study in the class. Chapter 8 is sale of goods on a approval basis or written basis. So this is again a practical concept, sale of goods on approval basis, and we're going to treat how it is treated in the accounting. I will teach you. Sale of goods on approval means what does it mean? I'll just tell you very briefly about this. You sell goods, and sometimes in the case of business to business transactions, what we call as B2B, business to business transactions, what happens is the goods are sold, and the person who's buying it, the buyer says, I will keep the goods only if I like it. If I don't like it, I will return it. Have you heard like this? Especially when you buy expensive goods, it happens like this. First time a supplier, Okay, I'm so sorry. First time supplier and ಹೊಸತ್ತೊಬ್ಬ supplier in the goods ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು for the first time. So ಅವನ ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗುಂಟು ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗುಂಟು ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. I will not have that confidence in the goods. So what I generally tell as a buyer, especially when it is B2B transaction, ತುಂಬಾ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು. I tell first ಗೆ goods try ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು, how it is, customer response ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಒಳ್ಳೇದಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ತಗೊಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ರೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೇವೆ. ನಾವು ವಾಪಸ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೇವೆ ಈ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಸೇಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಅಪ್ರೂವಲ್ ಆರ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್. ಒಳ್ಳೇದಿದ್ರೆ ಅಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ರೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್. ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುದು, ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಎಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡುದು, ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಓವರ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಕನ್ಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. Consignment is again my personal favorite. When I was a student, I used to love consignment. Now as a teacher, I love teaching consignment. I used to love learning consignment before, but now I love teaching consignment. It's the most interesting chapter in your syllabus for me, according to me. You know, this is one of the best chapters, and it is important for the exams also. Thankfully, it comes for 10 marks. It comes for 10 marks, and wonderful chapter. It is a piece of, what do you say, art of conceptual understanding. This is like something else. It's a piece of art, the whole chapter. So I will teach you this chapter, and you will also fall in love with that chapter. It's very beautiful. So what's a chapter beautiful? Chapter you're expressing like a painting or something. I'm telling you, accounts, if you fall in love with accounts, you will also absolutely love what is happening. You will get into it, and you will like, oh, it's not a subject, it's something that, okay, I always wanted to learn, I always wanted to do. Energy ಬರ್ಬೇಕು. Energy ಬರ್ತದೆ. Trust me, if you are open minded, if you're positive about things, energy ಬರ್ತದೆ. So energy ಬಂದ್ರೆ, you don't feel like you're studying, you feel like you're doing something that you love. So that's how I studied accounts. You know, that's how I studied law also. It's something that you give me a big law textbook now and tell me to read it, I will absolutely like that feeling, because I enjoy it. It's not a responsibility. So whatever we're going to study, we could have that mindset and study, and it doesn't feel like studying that time. You won't feel like you're actually studying. So that's the kind of energy, that's the kind of passion you need. And that time, forget chartered accountant. You can become anything in life. You can do big things in life. Chapter 11 is account current. Average due date means, I'll just tell you briefly what it is. You will not be able to understand a lot of things here, but right now, but I'll just tell you briefly what it is. Naniga, from a business point of view, let us say, you know what is a credit transaction. Saladalli goods anta ಹೇಳೋದು. ಸಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಗುಡ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, you tell them I will pay after 2 months, 3 months, or 1 month, something like this. So from one particular supplier, ನಾನು 4 ಸರ್ತಿ 5 ಸರ್ತಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೇನೆ goods during a month. 4 times, 5 times I would have purchased from that person. So I will have 4 due dates, 5 due dates to make the payment. A payment ವಾಪಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ due dates ಇರ್ತದೆ. Due dates ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ last date to make the payment. So due dates, 4 due date ಇರ್ತದೆ, 5 due date ಇರ್ತದೆ ಹೀಗೆ, because I have purchased 4-5 times during a month. So ಅದ್ 4-5 ದಿನ, those dates, ಹಾಗೆ 10 suppliers ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. 10 suppliers are there. Each of those have 4 due dates. So 40 due dates I have to sit and see ಯಾವ ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು payment ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, and this is only 1 month. So like this you have 12 months. So imagine the number of due dates we will have. So that is why, to simplify those calculations, to simplify that payment and all, what concept we follow is something called as average due date. Over supplier relating to one supplier, I will take all these due dates and calculate an average due date. On the average date and calculate ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. 4 payments ಇದ್ರೆ ಆ 4 payment amount ಕೂಡ ಒಂದೇ ದಿನ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡ್ತೇನೆ. I will give it on one day only. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು average due date. ಯಾವ ದಿನ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, that is average due date. It's very nice. It's a good chapter again. Account current also. Account current ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ledger account ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಅದರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ interest calculations ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರೀತೇವೆ. Sometimes when we have to pay amount with interest, separate ಆಗಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವ. ledger account ಹಾಗೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಈ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಆ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ interest calculations ಕೂಡ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು. That we call as account current. ಮತ್ತೆ final account of sole proprietor. ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಸರ್. ಇದು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. We all have studied this. Finally comes in PUC, first PUC, right? First PU we've studied. Finally comes the sole proprietor, trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. Under this we are going to study something a little special. ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಮಾಡಿರುವುದು final accounts of non-manufacturing entities. ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿರುವುದು ನೀವು. You start with trading account, then you go to profit and loss, then you go to balance sheet. Correct? Yes or no? Are you guys there? Okay, so this is. I'm not talking to myself. No, belige, I have woken up and talking to myself, looking at the laptop. Okay. So we are going to study these things we've studied already. So now that is non-manufacturing entities. You manufacture madudilla. You madudanta trading. Goods and buy madudu, sell madudu. Adan madudu. Next, profit and loss and balance sheet. Now we're going to study something called as final accounts of manufacturing entities also. Non-manufacturing kuda kalitave. What we have already studied, that is also there. In addition to that, we study something called as manufacturing entity also. So what happens here? Trading account untu, they do trading also. Manufacture ಮಾಡಿದ್ದನ್ನು ಮಾರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ trading ಹೇಳುದು. Manufacture ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು, ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾರ್ತೇವೆ. But we start with something called as manufacturing account. First we do the manufacturing account. Then we trade. We are into manufacturing also. So first we have to prepare the manufacturing account. Then we trade, sell those manufactured items. Then the sell manufactured material and then sell martine. That is trading. Then of course our profit and loss and balance sheet is to marteve now. So this is one additional account kaliteve now, which is manufacturing account under this particular chapter. Manufacturing entities, very simple it is. Enta jaasti illa adralli kalilike. Adannu kuda kalistane nanu over here. Then that was about chapter 12 tanka aitu. Chapter 13 is partnership accounts. Partnership accounts really. Okay, I'll take a little more time today. Partnership accounts, we will study about Unit 1, Introduction to Partnership Accounts. I hope you guys don't mind. 5 minutes I might extend today. Introduction to Partnership Accounts. Then this is about basics of partnership, which we've again studied in second PUC. Unit 2 is treatment of goodwill in partnership. That is goodwill. This also we have studied. What is goodwill? What is goodwill? Reputation of a business. So how do we treat it in partnership accounts? How is it calculated? Different methods and all that. PUC kaltadanne kaliyudalli. Unit 3, admission of a new partner. This is admission of a partner. Then retirement of a partner. Retirement. This also we've studied. Here, sir, what is the difference between PUC and foundation? Although the chapter names are the same, but there's a very big difference of how we are going to study it over here and how we have already studied. The studying technique is the difference. The way we learn the concepts is different. The way we learn to solve the problems is different over here. Okay, till 10:30, the session is. I'm not going to extend anyway. 10:30. I thought it was till 10. 10:30 the session is, so I have enough time. Unit 5 is retirement of a partner. Then you have Unit 6, death of a partner. I'm sorry, there's a, just correct it quickly. This is Unit 4, this is Unit 5. All right, so there are 5 units, death of a partner. I think in addition to this, you studied some more units, right? In your PUC, what were the units you studied in addition to this? Dissolution, you studied dissolution of a partnership firm? Have you? Yes, you have studied dissolution of a partnership firm also. Here we don't study that. That's not part of our syllabus here. You will study it at the next level, some parts relating to dissolution. There's something called as amalgamation. At intermediate level, you will study all that. Here, no. Here only till death of a partner we have. Chapter 14 is financial statements of not-for-profit organization. So financial statements of not-for-profit organization, idu kuda kaltideve now. Do you remember the accounts we open in the case of an idike NPO anta ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ correct? Do you remember what accounts we open NPO cases? And there are special account names untali. Who can tell me? Income and expenditure account, very good. Income and expenditure account. And one more. Balance sheet is always there. One more account is there, which is given in the question only. Nam question alle kottara. What is that account? Receipt and payment account, right? Receipt and payment account. And also you get that practical oriented question. You know, there's one something called a POQ, right? POQ in second PUC. So studied over there. So it comes with POQ, receipt and payment account. So those are the special accounts over here. Illi kuda kaliteve now. Again, a little differently kaliteve navalli ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ conceptually focus ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. Chapter 15 is company accounts. Company accounts kuda kaltideve, ee portions kuda kaltideve. Idರಲ್ಲಿ 3 units kaliteve ನಾವು. Introduction to company accounts ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ company ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ how again we studied this in business studies. First PUC alle kalsidare. In second PUC also you've learned a bit about company accounts also over there. So introduction, basically kali introduce ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು to companies and what are the different terminology. Share anta ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ, shares ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಪ್ ಉಂಟು ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. Then issue, forfeiture and reissue of shares ಇದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕಲಿತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. 12 mark questions sir ಇದರಿಂದ. ಒಂದೊಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಖಾಲಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡುದು, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡುದು, ಇದು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಫೋರ್ಫೀಚರ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಕಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಅಗೇನ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೇರೆ ಆಂಗಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಯುವರ್ conceptually we will study everything, whatever we are going to do, we are going to study it based on concepts. Into the heart untadike a heart and kalitave now first ಗೆ, then we derive things. I told you ideology, adananta everything else. Unit 3 is issue of debentures. So issue of debentures kuda kalitidave in PUC. Again I'm going to teach about issue of debentures. So these are the different chapters we're going to study in accounts under the subject name called as principles and practice of accounting. Now I will give some disclaimers. I'll give some important terms and conditions of the index, relating to the index. Now ICAI issues a textbook for each subject or textbook. As soon as you register, I don't think you guys have registered it, but as soon as you register, you will be issued textbooks for different subjects. For subjects also they will issue textbooks. We call it as study material. So our study material alli ee index kaanudilla. It is a little different. Solpa splits ella illa adari. For example, in their textbook, rectification of error is unit 6 of accounting process. Okay. Or here ಇದು unit 6 ಆಗ್ತದೆ, chapter 3 ಅಲ್ಲ. Chapter 3 is bank reconciliation statement as per their textbook. So I have changed it a bit with exam point of view. ನಂಗೆ exam point of view ಇಂದ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು. What is important, ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ importance ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಹೇಗೆ importance ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. Now what happens is, if you make rectification of error part of chapter 2, according to me, how students see is chapter 2 is very important, sir, and you end up studying these chapters, these units, which is not so important. So this is important. So we have to give independent focus on rectification of error. Idu 15 mark ಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, around 10 to 15 marks ಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So that is important. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ independent importance ಬೇಕು. Now if I add it as unit 6, you will say accounting process comes for 15 marks. That's not true. Accounting process ಅಲ್ಲಿ unit 6 comes for 10 to 15 marks. ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ. And this part is very easy. ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ಈಸಿ ಉಂಟು. ಇದು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ ನಾವು. We know this is basics. ಇದು ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಕಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿ. ಓದಿದನ್ನೇ ಓದ್ತೇವೆ. ಇದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ. at the end it comes, so we don't study this properly. So that creates a problem. Exam point of view, that creates a problem according to me. So that's why what I have done is I have split it as chapter number 3. I have given it a different name in our syllabus. That's it. So that is about that unit. Then there are some more things over here also. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೇ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು. these 5 chapters, what you see, or rather not that, it starts from here. This one, bill of exchange, sale of goods, this. All these 5 chapters, chapter 7 to 11, they have put it as one chapter, special transactions, accounting for special transactions, and they have made this as units. Again, according to me, that is not exam oriented. But exam oriented point of view, it's better if you study it independently, because bill of exchange might not be so important. Sale of goods on approval basis might not be so important, but consignment is important. Average due date is important. Account current is important. So when I plan for my studies, now we got Kalilik start maduvaga. When I plan my studies and all, so if I know what is important, it will help. So that's why what I've done is I have split it into different chapters. So if you look at the institute material, you will see there are way lesser chapters. You will see ನೀವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಇದ್ದದ್ದೇ ಕಲಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವುದು 10 ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ you are teaching 15. What is this 15 chapters you're teaching? In syllabus I'm teaching. Okay, I'm not teaching you anything special. I also have other work. So I'm not teaching anything special. I'm teaching you what is there only. It's just that I have categorized it as different units. That's all. Okay. So this is about the syllabus. Now, about the materials. Soft copy ಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ ಕಲಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ? I think textbooks and all will be sent by Trisha. The Trisha materials, ನಮ್ದೆಲ್ಲ textbook ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. And also I think you will be given access to the soft copies also on the Trisha Plus application and all that. I don't know what that is. Kedar sir will take care of. But that will be told to you. But in addition to that, there is ICAI material. I told you about study material, right? Once you register, you will get this study material. They will post the study material to your house. Postman ಬಂದು deliver ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ subject related. It will be relating to all the subjects. The study materials will be there. But if you want it right now, you have to register for this. After registering also, they take around 15 days time or 30 days time to deliver this books. So if you want to know this, see the soft copy of these books. Everything is available online. Official website go there. On the institute's ICAI's website, you find all their study material. Our textbook ella siktade. And I'm telling you, Trisha textbooks are very important from class point of view. Exam point of view also. We have sorted, we have picked questions from the ICAI material. We have taken questions from the ICAI study material, old papers and all that. But we have added some our own questions, conceptual understanding again the questions, because I could add material. We've added those questions also. And my goal or my ambition throughout these classes is to ensure that you learn conceptually, to ensure that you have to I'm not just keeping CA foundation in mind. Are we here just to pass CA foundation? No. CA foundation in fact is a very easy exam in CA. That's the easiest, by far it's the easiest paper in CA foundation in general. The challenge begins at intermediate level. This is an entry level course. The challenge begins at intermediate level. So I am going to prepare you not for CA foundation alone. I'm going to prepare you for life. I'm going to prepare you for CA intern. I'm going to prepare you for CA finals. So my point of view will be longer. It will be, we're playing a test match, remember. We're playing a test cricket game. We're not playing T20. We're not playing T10 or whatever, which gets over like this. We're just facing not even the first ball. Trials are count. It's a long journey you have taken now. Long journey. So this is the first day of that journey. Probably second day. Yesterday we had orientation or something. So yes. So it's a big, long process. So your fundamentals must be good. Test cricket, what if you want to be successful at test cricket, the ones who follow cricket know this. If you want to be successful in test cricket, any batsman or any bowler for that matter, let's talk about a batsman. What is required? Technique, right? He needs to be good fundamentally. On the basic technique strong ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. For example, you look at someone like Rahul Dravid. You look at someone like, say, Ricky Ponting or Brian Lara, Tendulkar, Sachin Tendulkar. Why are they so successful in test cricket? That's because they are good with their technique, the basic techniques. They know how to hold a bat, how to place it, where to place it. They know this. They're strong very conceptually in their in their field. So for us also, when we are playing a long game over here, we have to be good. Now I'll tell you how to get the soft copy of the study material. Arshini, the institute study material, you have to register for it. Trisha study material, you can just contact your coordinator. I don't know how it's going to be handled this time, but you can talk to your coordinators. I'm sure they will guide you through. Now about the ICA study material, I will tell you how you can get access to the soft copy. Soft copy in the Siktadanta Health, and you don't have to take a printout and all. So just see the process I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my browser. This is my browser. Here I'm going to, this is Google. This goes to, I get Google search results. So I can go to the website and then go to the select, I can select this, but instead I will directly Google this. ICI BOS Knowledge Portal. ICI BOS Knowledge Portal. See this. This is what I have typed on the search bar. ICI BOS Knowledge Portal. BOS stands for Board of Studies. ICI has a Board of Studies in the ICI there. So our Board of Studies manages this portal. This study material a Board of Studies ಮಾಡುದು. ICI ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ wings ಉಂಟು. Like there is members wing. I'm a member of the institute. You're the students of the institute. So ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ students ಗೆ related syllabus ಮಾಡುದು, textbook ಮಾಡುದೆಲ್ಲ BOS knowledge portal. So I'll select the first search result. In this, I get to this sheet. This is the institute's website. In this, I will select new scheme of education and training. Adra under foundation anta kanta unta. Foundation course. I will select that. Foundation course only. Now I am talking all the 4 subjects you can see over here. Paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4. So literally, I will go to principles and practice of accounting. Now here, I see different categories. Study material. This is corrigendum, means it is correction to study material. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ corrections, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ mistakes ಆದದ್ದು ನಾವು recognize ಮಾಡಿ correction ಇದೊಂದು statement ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. That is corrigendum of to study material. Then you have questions for practice. ಇದು ಕೆಲವು chapters ಮಾತ್ರ ಉಂಟು, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. This is not so important. Revision test papers. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು attempt ಆಗುವ ಮುಂಚೆ they will send something called as revision test paper. ನೋಡಿ, before every exam they issue this revision test paper. We call it as RTP. I thought we call this as RTP. So RTPs are sent by the institute. So this soft copy is available over there. Chapter wise questions ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಈ RTP ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So you can refer it. ಈಗ ಬೇಡ, later. Institute conducts mock test. So ಅದರದ್ದು mock test papers ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. Then the old question papers. ಹಳೆ question papers ಎಲ್ಲ next category you will find. Suggested answers ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆ question paper ಗೆ answers ಅಂತ institute ಲೆಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ that will be given. So question papers ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ 4 question paper ಉಂಟು. May 2020 ಅಲ್ಲಿ exams ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. It was supposed to happen in May 2020. I told you first exam was held in May 18, November 18, May 19, November 19. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ May 2020 exams ಆಗಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾ ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ? You know why it did not happen. Because of coronavirus, because of the pandemic, the exams were cancelled. So May 2020 exam ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. November 2020 exams ಆಗ್ತದೆ. May 2021 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ exams ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿ ಬರೀತೇವೆ exams. So that is how 4 papers are there. I'll talk about the question paper pattern and all. Before that, I will just go to the study material. ನನಗೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೋದೆ, study material ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. So study material ನೋಡಿ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ chapter 2 accounting process ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು unit 6 is rectification of error. ನಾನು ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು. I have shown it separately. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ ಆಗಿ ತೋರಿಸಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. chapter 3 ಮಾಡಿದೆ ನಾನು. So in their book, if you see only 10 chapters are there, but we have split the chapters. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, for example, special transactions. 5 units ಉಂಟು. ನಮ್ಮದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ special transactions ಅಂತ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. We separated these units and made these chapters. ಇದನ್ನು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ. So that is how you have to study it also. ಹಾಗೆ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ, study it from our index only. More exam oriented it is. Okay. So that is about the how you can get the material. Idella materials ningili sigtade. You will get all the study materials over here. For example, I will show you one study material also. Meaning and scope of accounting. Separate PDF files. So you can see this is the institute's study material. ಇದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಇದು ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದರದ್ದೇ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಒನ್ಸ್ ಯು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಅ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಕಾಪಿ, ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್, ಸೇಮ್ ಕಲರ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇಮ್ you will get from the institute. Okay. So in this only questions also will be there in this material only. Everything will be there in this material only. So different chapters it is not just for accounts, for all the subjects you get like this uh, on the institute's website. So I will just tell you the process what I did. I'll just remind you again. I say BOS knowledge portal, you can write it down somewhere. What should you Google? Google ICAI BOS knowledge portal. Click on the first link. Go to foundation course. Go to principles and practice of accounting. None the paper. Study material. Click on study material, and you'll get the study materials. So this is how our institute materials you can access anytime you want to, from your mobile phone, from your laptop, from anything you want to access, you can access this website. Okay. And the study material textbook ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಉಂಟೀಗ ಭಾರ textbook ದೊಡ್ಡ textbook ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಉಂಟು. You can find out, you can get the textbook. You can't give the excuse, sir, textbook illa sir, textbook barlilla sir, all this nonsense excuses you can't give. you have to access whatever you need whenever you need. It's available. Even Trisha materials are uploaded. Soft copy is will be uploaded. I mean, it is already uploaded. You'll be given access to. So adu kuda available to prathiyonnum untu. You have everything that you want. So don't give from anyone's end. There's no everything is available for you. It's just about grabbing the opportunity, grabbing it, and then earning the title, earning the qualification. That's what it is about for us now. All right, so that is what I wanted to explain, and let's just look at one question paper. Just on the question paper, but just once I'll just show you the latest question paper. Hey, question paper ಕಾಣ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ. This is exactly a scanned copy of the question paper. I thought. So this is our November 2019 exam with the paper. This is the latest exam. May 20th paper ಬರ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು actually ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ because of the pandemic. But we have the November 2019 paper. As you can see, this is how it looks. The subject code changes every time. It was DRC November 2019 for accounts. Okay, so as you can see, just read the instruction. You have 6 questions are given. Okay, I'll just explain this. In your 6 major questions are given, or 6 questions are the main questions ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. In this 6 questions, question 1 is compulsory. Question 1 is compulsory. These 6 questions will be 20 marks each. Okay, all of these 6 questions will be 20 marks each. Then you have other 5 questions. Out of the other 5 questions, you have to attempt any 4. So the compulsory question will be for 20 marks. If you attempt other 4 questions, it will be 20 marks each again. So this is 20 and this is 80. So 100 marks. The total is 100 marks. So this is how our question paper is going to look on a broader view. Now going into the detailing of the question paper, a bit detailing I will give you. We will look at this question paper itself. First, question 1A, you have and 20 marks is one single question ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತಾ. It's not like 20 marks and 6 questions ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, sir now 5 attempts ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, not like that. They will split the 20 marks into 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 or 10 plus 10 or 5 plus 5 plus 10. So they will split it into different questions. So like for example, 1A, the first question, you guys really notice, first true or false question. This is going to come for your exams also. 6 true or false questions is asked. 2 marks each, compulsory question. You have to attempt each of these questions. Then you have one theory question from the first chapter. I told you, first chapter in the the theoretical framework, and the one theory question for 4 marks. And then one another question. This was from depreciation in this particular chapter paper. Depreciation in the question. So 4 plus 4 plus 6. I mean 12 marks plus 4 marks plus 4 marks. So 20 marks is the compulsory question. Until 12 marks is true or false. This is a compulsory question. 1 ABC, compulsory question. Then from second to sixth, you have 5 questions. Second in the sixth, the 5 questions. This one was a 10-mark question. And this was 2A. 2B was another 10-mark question. 2A was BRS. 2B was rectification of errors. So out of the second to sixth, you have to attempt any 4. 5 questions and 4 attempt to mark it. 3A was 10 marks, 3B was 5 marks, 3C was 5 marks. In C, they gave an option. You can attempt either the first one or the second one. 5 marks is question. So the additional on the option inside one of those questions on sudden option 5 marks into error question one question here also they gave an option like this. Then you have the fourth question, which was a 10 marks. So like this, basically the questions are split into 10 marks. 10 marks in a question. Sometimes 15 marks question could have. For example, 6A noti. It's a 15-mark question. It's from company accounts. 15-mark question. One single question which was asked for 15 marks. Possible. So this is how our question paper is going to look. I hope I'm clear about this. In question paper pattern, I assume that you understood the question paper pattern. So this is how your question paper is going to look like. 6 questions. First question compulsory. Out of the 5, 4 questions is to be attempted. That is all. So that is about the question paper and the question paper format pattern. Okay. So this is the brief introduction to how the paper looks, what is this paper and all that. I will not start any chapter today. I will start from tomorrow. We will start the chapter. But before you go, I will show you one picture. Okay. Before you go, before I end the class, I'll just show you a picture. Then you can go. Okay. You can see a picture on your screen. Now see, in times like this, we always end up looking at the negative points. We always looking at this very effective picture. Okay, I came across this picture on the internet and I kept staring at this picture and I was thinking, wow, just one small cartoon. His nose is not properly drawn. Okay, but look at the picture and it has so much meaning into it. And you can actually feel this picture according to me. There are some pictures, some cartoons which you can actually relate to completely. And this is one of those which I found very effective. You can either be like this fellow or you can be like this fellow. It's your choice. It's completely for you. You are left with this choice. There's a window. You can see the bars and you can see a very nice, beautiful scenery beyond that bars. Now you decide if you want to focus on the bars and draw a bar. The life will be something else if you focus on the bars. If you want to be something like that, who looks beyond those bars, who looks beyond those obstacles. So it's completely your choice. You make the choice. No one makes that choice for you. Not your parents, not your teachers. It's completely you. You decide to see what you want to see. If you want to see a better picture, you will look at the better picture. If you want to focus on the bars, you look at the bars. Just like this fellow, and you will be forever captured by it. So it's all about a right perspective, a right angle of thinking in life. And here also it applies the same way. If you want to see If you want to say, someone tells you CA is very difficult, CA is very difficult, CA is very difficult, it's not possible. I'm not saying it's easy. Nowhere I'm going to make a claim that it's easy. No, I know what it takes to become a chartered accountant because I am one, a very proud one. I know what it takes to get here. I know how much it's changed. I'm not going to say it's easy. But that doesn't mean you should keep focusing on the point that it's difficult, not going to happen, not going to happen, not going to happen. Don't be negative. Don't focus on those things. Focus on the life beyond it. Think of how beautiful your life is going to be after you become a chartered accountant. There is a bar in between, which is the course, the difficulty level of the course. But look beyond those bars. Look at how beautiful your life is going to be after you become a chartered accountant. You're going to be financially independent. You're going to be your own boss. People are going to respect you. So society is going to look up to you. The kids are going to make you their role model. You're going to be inspiration for many in your family, in your friend circles. You're going to say, "Oh wow, he's a chartered accountant, man." That's the kind of respect and image you're going to build for yourself. So look at it. Don't focus on the difficulty that you have to get there. You work hard. You work really hard, really hard. See, it's easy to draw this. It's very easy to draw this. It's difficult to draw this. Remember that. It's difficult to make a life. Life is just like this. It's easy to focus on the difficulties. It's very easy to give excuses. It's very easy to crib. It's very easy to complain. Just like drawing 4 lines like this. It's very easy. But if you want something beautiful in life, it's going to take a vision. It's going to take a strong determination. It's going to take efforts from our end. But at the end product is going to be much better and more beautiful, and it's going to be worth it completely. Thank you, guys. I'm going to stop the session here today. Tomorrow we will start with the subject. All right. So have a nice day. It was nice talking to you. I'm looking forward to this batch. Have a good day. Bye. 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 Nikhilesh, please talk to your coordinators, your mentors. They will help you through it. They'll give you details of when to register, how to register. In fact, they will help you with the registration process also. So just talk to them. Handholding, complete handholding will be done by the team. Nothing. From tomorrow you start. Today you just relax. You'll be sent the timetable and all, Yogesh. again, Nikhilesh, I have no details about it. You can check with your coordinators. Okay, whatever back office works and all that, they take care of. I just look at the delivery front end. You can talk to your coordinators; they will help you out. All right, then I will end the session. It's nice talking to you. See you tomorrow.